Here's how it's going to happen. Take a look at this story from the Sacramento Bee. California moves to shut down a third state prison as inmate population shrinks. The inmate population is shrinking. Is that because people aren't committing crimes anymore?
Heck no. California.
There's not enough right-wingers in California to be prosecuted, so,
Right. So, long story short, they're letting people out. They're not prosecuting crimes anymore. We're seeing video after video after video of people raiding stores, and that's why there's no one in these prisons. So this is going to lead to just a further and further collapse. So, just a moment ago, we were talking about like Neuralink and why people are going to want to plug their brains in. There's two potentials. They'll say, hey, you know what? Crime is a serious problem. But we don't want prisons, right? That's what the left says. How about we give people a Neuralink that disables criminal behavior?
Oh, didn't they also say they could put people on Neuralink and put them in prison for like 100 years or something so they could experience 100 years?
Why? That was a movie.
That was a movie.
No. That was an
but
article.
there also was some conversation
They were
about
actually
this.
having that conversation. Like that could be the future of prisons.
Oh, man. You'd go insane.
Oh, yeah.
It would be like the blink of an eye, but for you it's 100 years. You'd come out and just go... like solitary confinement for 100 years, and you can't die, you can't hurt yourself. Like,
that's torture.
It's beyond torture.
That's crazy.
That's like sending someone to hell.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
100 years.
Which is the goal anyway.
Well, sure. So what's happening now? California shutting down a prison. Here we go. Let me show you this video. It's from our good friends over at Clown World. Just take a look. They're just where are they? I think they're at an Adidas store. And they're just grabbing big mounds of clothes and they're just walking out with it.
Got to have the mask on, though, so you don't catch COVID while committing the crime.
Yeah,
well, I mean...
That's exactly why the masks are there, right?
Like,
We don't have to worry about the authorities anymore.
Look, hold on. Like, just because you're stealing something doesn't mean you want to get sick.
So true.
Someone could sneeze on you.
And I know some people out there are like, dude, they're wearing masks so they don't get caught. Get caught? They're just shutting down the prisons. They're not worried about getting caught.
Well, was it under $900? If it's under $900,
yeah.
it's all
True.
good. No worries.
It's like $980 or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
So I don't know, man. Look, I don't live in these cities. Yeah, I moved out. Is that a good thing or a bad thing that people are fleeing these places?
Good. Right now, they're also talking about giving people reparations in California to the tune of, I think, nearly $600 billion. Someone needs to fact check me that, but
I heard that.
But that's again, it's just absolutely absurd. Where you have George Soros coming in, setting up these district attorneys and letting things go to chaos. This chaos, I think, is deliberate. I think that the major theme of RoboCop is kind of repeating itself. If you haven't seen the first movie and you don't know what that movie's about, definitely just look at the synopsis of it, and it will read like a history lesson of what's actually happening right now in all the major cities. It happened in Detroit. Detroit's been ravished, been destroyed by a lot of very powerful people, and I think it's happening everywhere else, like in New York City, Los Angeles, and your town soon, if it's big enough.
I got an idea. Tell me what you guys think. Universal basic income, right? We give everybody $1,500 a month. Hear me out. All right. I see you nodding, Bryson. but
Go on.
But the moment you accept the program, you are disqualified from voting.
Interesting.
Based. I am now with it. You be having people like that. Get them out of here. Let's get,
Well, look, like it's like a choice. No one's forcing you to vote. They're just saying like, look, we'll give you some money. You can live and do your thing with it. You don't gotta work. You'll have this money. You can buy food, and you can't vote.
Well, Elon Musk has advocated for UBI because he thinks AI is going to take over. But wait a minute.
So did Ye. Ye did as well. Ye's calling for a UBI as well.
Yeah.
What? For real?
Yep.
Yeah, that's like on his
I didn't
platform.
hear that.
Yeah. I gotta talk to AA. I gotta talk to you because we ain't doing UBI. Cause come on, bro.
And sustainable government housing.
All you doing is incentivizing people to be lazy and not want anything.
Sure. But you don't get to vote.
Oh no! If you toss that aspect in there, now we talking about something.
That's not, see, right. So we could actually do it. It doesn't have to be UBI. It could be any government program.
Right.
If you are accepting funds from the government in any capacity, you can't vote.
Yeah.
Then after you terminate that assistance and for any reason, there's like a 30 to 60 day wait before you can re-register to vote. I think people would be on board with that, and I think that actually solve a lot of problems.
For real.
Now, the left would be like, what? That's not fair. You can't do that. But I got to tell you, if you went to somebody and said, here's what we'll do. We're going to give you $1,500 cash per month. Sound good? But yeah, but don't vote. Like that's the deal. They'll say yes. They'll be like, I don't care. Sure.
No, everybody I know where I grew up would say yeah.
Yeah,
They don't vote like that anyway.
So many people in LA would
Very
say
few
yes.
voters now. Yeah.
But then think about ballot harvesting.
Yeah.
These people who don't actually care all that much have someone come and say, fill that out. No, sure, fine, whatever. And then they get that vote, and that person normally would not have gone to vote. So my view of this is you're not going to solve the problem. There's the Starship Troopers thing, service guarantee citizenship. You familiar with that?
Never heard of it.
So it's a book, it's a movie, and the idea is that in order to vote, you have to provide some service to the community. So you're a civilian or a citizen, and citizens get to vote. Civilians have all rights but don't vote. So then if you want to gain the right to vote, you either like join the military or you do community service. You have to do some kind of service.
Contribute.
Yeah, to contribute. And that to me makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I don't know if I completely agree with it in that structure, but I was thinking about it like, how would you actually do something like this? How about moving forward, we pass a bill saying if you accept any government assistance, while you're on assistance, you are ineligible to vote.
Well, it used to be sort of like that. People, you had to own land or something like that to vote.
But this flips it, you know?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you don't got to own anything. You can be a homeless guy, but you're not taking from anybody else. You're not taking a handout or anything or assistance. The way I see it is, if there are people who are not contributing to the system but are voting, they're going to vote to extract from the system. So if we all say like we're going to hook you up because we don't want you to suffer or anything like that, but you don't get to vote into our system and take our stuff, then I think actually, to be completely honest, the end result of that would be the termination of these programs.
Yeah.
Because the people who aren't on them are going to, but to be fair, the people who aren't on them might be like, don't terminate those programs because it's the only thing that stops these people from destroying everything.
I think a lot of these programs need to be reduced anyway. Like the SNAP program is supposed to be nutritional, and the number one thing people buy with food stamps is soda, chips, snacks, Nutter Butters. You know?
Nutter Butters.
That don't sound so nutritional, my boy.
Look, I've
It's
got
poison that's literally killing people.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've gotten EBT. I don't think we call them food stamps anymore. Whatever. I've gotten that stuff before years ago, and it's you walk into a grocery store and grab a bunch of candy bars.
Yep.
That's crazy to me.
Oh, my aunt used to get $700 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Candy bars.
No, she used $700 a month in food stamps. So what she used to do is, she's probably watching this right now. And what she used to do is she used to sell, because I grew up, my family was middle class. So middle class people, they the ones buying. I mean, if y'all know that you can buy food stamps from people. If my family was the one doing it, middle class people don't get any help at all. So she used to sell like half of it, because who needs $700 in food stamps? She used to sell half of it and then keep the other half.
That's what they do. Yo, there are people who would hang out outside of Chicago, outside of like Aldi. And they'll see you go and they'll be like, hey, let me buy it for you and just give me the cash.
Yep.
And then most people are like, I don't know what this is. I don't want to be involved. But some people would be like, you give me $10 on top, and they'll be like, done.
Yeah.
What they do is they sell you. So basically, they'll give you $100. You can go to the grocery store, spend $100, and all you have to do is give them $50.
Yep.
And that's how a lot of people on food stamps been making money. You know what I'm saying? With us obviously paying taxes, us taxpayers won't get nothing from it though.
See, me and my friends though, we were smart. What we would do is we would go to Aldi. And then we would, as people were loading up their groceries, we would say, can we take the cart back for you? And they go, you got it. And then we get the quarter because the Aldi carts had the quarter in it.
Right.
So it was like, they're like, I don't want to walk the cart back. You take care of it and keep the quarter.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I like
part-time
that.
job.
Yeah, so when I was like 10 years old or whatever, that's how I'd buy Pokemon cards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you just collect the quarters and you'd have a big thing of quarters because people were like, I don't care about the quarter. Take the cart. I'm not going to waste my time. Yeah, that's how you do
Aldi
it.
creating jobs
That's right. That's
in
right.
the periphery.
But there were a few times where it was really funny where like me and my friend are out and some guy's like, sure, you can bring the cart back, but don't forget to give me back my quarter. And then we were like, what? What do you think this is?
Sale canceled.
Yeah, canceled, bro. Yeah, I don't know where we're going, man. Like, I was thinking about the problem of people who vote who don't care. You know, what do we see? Warnock wins in Georgia,
Right.
and I like. Does anybody really care? A lot of people are talking about Harmeet Dillon. She's going to run for RNC chair. I think she'd be way better than whatever else is going on at the RNC. But ultimately, I'm just like, yeah, been there, done that, dude. If Republicans don't understand what's going on with disinterested voters voting, and they're not changing the system or adapting to it, there's no point in arguing any policy. Mm-hmm. You got all of the people, I would argue, who actually know politics. They probably voted Republican.
Yep.
Then you've got the liberal types who are either actively lying or being lied to, voting for Democrats.
Right.
And then you have people who don't know, don't care, voting for Democrats because of ballot harvesting and other things like that. And Republicans are outside of the game. I'm seeing people tweet, I think Josh Hawley tweeted something where he's like, He's like, you got to start advocating and getting people to vote. And it's just like, bro, it's ballot harvesting. You go door to door, you get them to fill out the thing, you get them to sign off as your caregiver in the states where it's legal, and then you get the votes. And it doesn't matter what the person thinks, wants, or otherwise. They don't know. They don't care. It's ignorant people voting. So how do we solve for that? Well, Democrats are never going to let you take away someone, make them ineligible to vote based on their welfare status or whatever. But that does seem like the right way to do it. It's a choice. No one's forcing you to accept the money. We're giving you money. We don't want you homeless and suffering. We also don't want you voting into a system you're not contributing to. I think that's fair.
Not only that, a lot of the reasons, a lot of mainstream conservatives, they give you the talking points on why, the midterms didn't go how people wanted. If you actually look at the exit polls from the midterms, it doesn't have that view. Republicans actually gained in every single voter group except for homosexuals and unmarried women. Those are the only two voter groups out of every single one. They flipped unmarried men, they flipped married women. We gained in the 18 to 29 crowd. But we didn't gain those too. But Republicans aren't smart because culture is obviously.
I think we're post politics. I don't think it even matters who the politicians are.
Correct.
We're operating out of hate. No one cares to listen to anybody else if they're on the supposed their political enemy. That's why we need President Yay.
It's raw power.
That's what I'm saying.
Yay.
But you see, I think an outsider has to come in and destroy the system.
I don't know about Yay though.
Well, I make a case for it I let him make a case for it, but I think an outsider is needed. Like I watched after Trump's speech, it was so boring to me.
It was so boring.
And like when he started talking about executing drug dealers and stuff, I'm like, I don't need another war on drugs.
Yeah. I would argue that social media is more powerful than politicians, especially
It
with
is,
the way that
clearly.
they've been yielding power.
Yeah.
But are you starting the first Jews for Yay campaign?
It's actually Jews for Jesus. Yeah.
Jesus?
Yeah.
Jesus,
Yeah.
that's kind of blasphemous. But you know what's funny? If people paid attention to the culture, the Republican Party would have a much better time, but they're so stupid. If you really watch, when Trump said he was running, announced he was running, if you go look at all the hip hop blogs and stuff like that, the comment section was, I'm definitely voting Trump.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as he said that drug dealer comment, go right back to them same comments. They said, dang, he lost my vote in 3 minutes.
To me, it seemed like watching an old band do greatest hits. Like Mick Jagger getting trotted out and say, well, Mick Jagger has more energy than that. But yeah, I was just like, after that, politicians don't matter anymore.
I'm still waiting for the rallies. I think Trump rallies will still be lit though.
It's just raw power.
Yeah.
All it is right now.
Yep.
There's no laws, there's no norms. It's just the excess of power and what people are willing to accept. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.